Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I am feeling very bad. My stomach has gone inside. I was maintaining it many years. That time I was called Mahatma. Mahan asti udaram yasya yaha saha Mahatma. The one who has got a big belly is called as a big Mahatma. They are all round figures. I am rounded. Therefore, there is no figure left. And when you have no figure, then you are a real reality. Others is only just a virtual reality. You know virtual reality? Those who know computer science, virtual reality is that which appears, which is useful, but which is not. In the same manner. That which appears to be Mahatma, you have completed the sentence with a sweet laughter. Friends, all of us in this world are whatever we are only because of one faculty. And that faculty is the faculty of thinking. As we think, so we are. When I think that I am a body, then I am a man, woman, young, old, beautiful, awful. When I think that I am the prana, I am hungry, I am thirsty. When I think that I am a mind, I am sentimental or I am mental. And when I think I am intelligent, then I am better than others, successful, etc. So all what we think, that we are. And this thinking is a free choice given to us by the Lord. We can think the way we want. Alas, we have not trained our system of thinking properly. Because there are thoughts in our mind, that doesn't mean we are thinkers. Like, because there are many trees and plants, it is not a garden, it is a jungle. And a garden is the one where also there are plants and trees, but they are selected, planted, pruned, taken care of. And these two places where trees and the plants grow, what is the basic difference? When we go in the forest, we are afraid of, and when we are in the garden, we are happy. Both are trees and plants. Our mind is having thoughts of the first category. And therefore, we are all the time miserable. And when we are miserable, jaun to jaun kahan? Therefore, friends, let us understand this basic principle. Like everything we have to learn. How to make chapati. You know, our Elisha, she was learning how to make chapati. First time when she started, it was the New Zealand which came out. You know. And then slowly it became Kuala Lumpur, then it became the Java, Sumatra, then with great difficulty it became Japan, then slowly it became Sri Lanka, then it became Australia, and now I hope someday it will be globe. That also we have to learn. It doesn't happen suddenly. In the same manner, the process of thinking has to be learned by our proper interaction with the world. See, how do we interact? Do we interact, or we act, or we react? Three things. Interaction is basic. Like, you know, when I am facing you, I am interacting. When you are, this is just an example, when you are listening me, because I don't know. I am definitely interacting with you. So when you are interacting with me, whether you are acting or reacting, if you are acting, there won't be any problem for you. Isn't it? Time pass ho gaya. That's all. Most of us come here only for that purpose, isn't it? Like I have come for that purpose. I have no other agenda. So, when we act in the world, the quality of life is different. When we react in the world, the quality of life is different. See, normally we react. And when we react, we have default settings. You know, you are all computer experts. It is called a default setting. My laptop has got the following settings. When I switch it on, it says, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. And Ganesha comes there beautifully. So there was one old man, he was saying, Swamiji, how come you are a Swami and you are having computer? So I said, you know, there are always abnormalities. I am one of the abnormal Ananda. Don't worry about it. They are ready to accept Swami with a commanderu, but not with a computeru. They should accept. Isn't it? And then he said that how come this computer is talking Om Sri Ganeshaya Namah? I said, I have given him Diksha. And therefore, he is having that default settings. We all have default settings. And what are our default settings? We have two options. Either look at the world with a positive attitude or look at the world with a negative attitude. See the common example given. There was a person, one Gujarati and one non-Gujarati. Gujaratis are very sweet. And I am among you. I have to survive. So I have to be very careful when I give example. So there was a Gujarati and a non-Gujarati. And there was a glass of milk half filled. The non-Gujarati started looking at, okay, why not make it very clear? One is Gujarati, other is Bengali. This is better. So there is no imagination, no reality. So the glass was half filled with milk. A Bengali looked at it and started, hobe na, hobe na, hobe na, hobe na. And looking only at the empty side of the glass and regretting, frustrating. And when this was going on, Gujarati was walking by. And the moment he said, hey, what is the problem? See, they have given only half glass full of milk. He said, let me see. And he gulped it and went away. See? Look at what is available, not look at what is not available. See? You all must have gone through as well as your children. For the first time when they lose their tooth, after the tooth has fallen, where the tongue goes, where the tooth is not, is it not? In case of old people, there is no problem. Because tongue cannot go anywhere. Anywhere she goes, it is the same thing. So, where the tooth is not, there the tongue goes. Where the teeth are, there she doesn't go. In the same manner. What we don't have, that we talk about. What we have, that we don't even mention about it. See, friends, this training of how to think positively is the first step on the spiritual path. And this is what our today's theme tells, that speak less, listen more. Because small mouth and large stomach. One example, one Saudi means South Indian. One South Indian happened to meet me opposite a Shiva temple somewhere. And I was standing there and enjoying the glory. That is the only purpose of my life. There is nothing else. One person asked me, Swamiji, normally people have what? The logo is very different. Somewhere there is a big, snake, and something is written in Sanskrit which nobody understands. Or there is, some kind of, the rays of the sun coming, or there is the swan, or some kind of thing. Your logo is very peculiar. Only one man standing, be happy. What is this logo? I said, do you know what is the meaning of logo? जो लोगों के लिए होता है उसको लोगो कहते हैं. Why make the things complicated? And thereafter then they will say, oh, the meaning of the cobra is Kokonastha Brahman. See? And then they will go on talking. Friends, what is required is our thinking process must be such that we don't get entangled in our own thoughts. So this South Indian gentleman came. I was standing before a Shiva temple, and he looked at me with suspicion and then asked, why there is no Shakti Stambha in front of Lord Shiva? Because technically speaking, traditionally, there is a Shakti Stambha in front of Lord Shiva's temple, outside. Why it is not there? So I asked him, I said, say the same sentence, deleting the why. So he said, okay, there is no Shakti Stambha in front of the Shiva temple. I said, never mind, take darshan and get out. Where is the problem? We start. Where it is not required, we start thinking. The greatest freedom is freedom from thinking. And this freedom from thinking is possible when we start first thinking positively and then thereafter going beyond the thoughts. Going beyond the thoughts is abiding in Ganesha. See, if you read the stories of Ganesha, they are so peculiar. When Shivji got married on Shivratri, Mahashivratri is the day when Shivji got married. I was there in Khajuraho. If you really want to celebrate Shivratri, go to Khajuraho. In Madhya Pradesh is one of the best place to celebrate Shivratri. So when we went there, at night, the Bharat of the Gauri comes, and then the Shivji is there, and all kinds of, costumes are made, and a huge Shiva temple. It's a very nice place. So, in that Shivji's marriage, the first thing that they did was they invoked Ganesha. See? Immediately the question comes, how it is possible when Ganesha is the son of Shivji, how he can be invoked in his marriage? Isn't it? When somebody asked me this question, I said, look here, you don't have to be, surprised about it. Don't you see in the Western world that the son is the best boy or the best friend in the marriage of the father? When this is acceptable in the Western world, why not in the Eastern world? It is also possible here. Ganesha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Gum means what? Not Hindi wala chewing gum. Gum means keep moving. See? So this Ganesha is first existing in the form of mantra. And this mantra takes the form of the sound, then the form ultimately. Therefore, if you know Guru Stotra, there it comes, Bindu Nada Kalatita Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The total world is a manifestation of the principle of sound, and the principle of sound is divided according to the Sanskrit alphabets into all the vowels, then ka varga, then cha varga, ta varga, ta varga, and pa varga, and thereafter ha varga and sa varga. So these are called as matruka, 50 of them. And these are presided over by different deities. And every word has got a presiding deity, and that deity gives power and meaning to those words. And this power and the meaning to the words is possible when we invoke the divine principle called as Ganesha. Now see what happens. Suppose I write on a paper stone, S-T-O-N-E, and I throw at this girl. So she will see, why Swamiji has thrown a paper like this? She opens it. And it is written there, stone. So she, being a good girl, what she will do? She will return it to me. But now she will put the meaning of the word stone into that paper. And a nice stone is wrapped inside and throw at me. I'll get hurt, is it not? When the word does not carry the meaning, it is a noise. When the word carries a meaning, it is a word. See, friends. So this ability to discover something great, something good, is called as training of our mind to think positively. And it is for this purpose when we look at the Ganesha. I am not going in the topic of symbolization. I am totally against that topic. Many places they talk about the symbolization or symbolism. And what is the symbolism? They say Ganesha is what? He is a symbol of what? He has got a big stomach because those days there was no Hajmola. Symbol, isn't it? He has got a very long nose. Why? Because those days there was no Vicks Vaporub. Therefore, constantly pulling, it has become long. See? And then he has got very big ears. Why? Because those days there were no fans. Therefore, he used to use them as a fan to remove the... That is not the right way. Please understand, we have two fields. One is the field of devotion and second is the field of inquiry. In the field of devotion, no inquiry is required. And when we inquire with devotion, then only the inquiry becomes positive. See, like we accept our mother as our mother, not through knowledge, but through ignorance. We don't know where from we are dropped in this world. Kahan se aaya? No. We accept our mother only through ignorance. And what is the strength of ignorance? Is the shraddha or the faith which has to be absolutely blind. Faith is never with eyes. Faith is always blind. So with the blind faith, we accept our mother as mother. In the same manner, on the path of devotion, when we are devoted to Ganesh Ji, we should be totally devoted as he is, not doing the post-mortem of Ganesha. No. So one part is be devoted to Ganesha. I'll tell you, there is a friend of mine. He is a Maharashtrian in Bombay. And he had, one day some problem. Swamiji, this is the problem, what I should do. I said, say, you start Atharva Shirsha every day, chant 21 times. Do it 21 days. And on the 22nd days, go to Siddhivinayak and thereafter do some puja and give me the prasad. Okay? And he did it. And afterwards, he said, Swamiji, I want to know how this has happened. I said, now the moment you start inquiry in the field of devotion, you are outcast. Friends, where there is love, there is no argument, there is no reason. Whenever there is love with a reason, that is called as reasonable love. And in reasonable love, we fall. We don't rise up. Therefore, people fall in love, is it not? Because they are loving with a reason. I love her because she is rich. See? I love her because I am not finding anyone else. So whenever there is love because of something, it is a reason. And whenever it is a reasonable love, it will never be a pure love in which we grow. Therefore, when we are in the field of devotion, Don't bring your faculty of inquiry. Just be sincerely devoted. And friends, the Lord being without name and form can appear in every name and every form. If you visit my website, there is one Q&A button, and when you click that, there are dozens of topics. And in one of the topic about spirituality or something like that, one lady has asked me this question. I don't know who is she. Swamiji, I have been attending your classes when I was a child. Now I am settled in USA, and I know you are in USA, but I cannot come. I am far away and all that. Then her question was that whenever I sit for prayers, casually, Hanumanji comes in front of me. I don't have to do any struggle. Just I sit quiet, Hanumanji comes and stands. And suppose I sit for half an hour, he is there for half an hour, but he doesn't talk. So is it, now see the funny Vedanta. Then her question is, Swamiji, is it only the imagination of the mind? Or is it really Hanumanji? Think. Now those who are Shushka Vedanti means what? Those who are lipstick Vedanti. Lipstick Vedanti means what? Those who have got Vedanta for others. Isn't it? What is the Vedanta for others? One of my Gujarati friend in Bombay, he suffered a heart attack. So another friend says, Swamiji, our Jeshu Bhai has heart attack. Will you please come? I said, okay. We went there. So as per my default setting, I said, hey, Mahatma ji, congratulations. He said, Swamiji, I have heart attack. I said, yes, because you have heart. Therefore you have heart attack, isn't it? Congratulations. After 2 months he came to see me in the place where I was staying with somebody. And those days I used to have a splitting migraine headache. So I said, hey Mahatma ji, I cannot talk to you. No, I am having terrible headache. So come in the evening or later. Okay? Bye. Please go now. He said, Swamiji, congratulations. Then I told him, you are having fun. I am dying of my headache. Do you remember, Swamiji, what you told? When I had a heart attack, congratulations. Why now? I said a very simple thing. Heart was yours, head is mine. See? Our Vedanta is for others, not for ourselves. For ourselves, what it is? For ourselves, it is love. No, I am very forgetful, as if it is a good thing. See? Therefore, when we talk like this, lipstick Vedanta for others, they will never understand this principle. It is not the modification of the mind, imagination, no friends. When I look at a girl and start imagining, oh, how nice it will be if I get married to her, that is imagination. But when Hanumanji or Ganeshji, he comes in your mind, when you sit quiet, it is not the imagination. Please understand this. There's a lot of difference. See? Now how this happens? It happens only under a few conditions. Condition number 1, when our mind is not preoccupied with anything mundane of this world. That mind is able to take any shape. And what will be the shape? That shape which our mind has given maximum importance. And when we give maximum importance to something, that is called as love, that is called as devotion. Therefore, when we see the various gods or guru in our mind, in our dream, in our meditation, don't just brush it away that it is just a play of mind. No, please. It is an experience beyond the mind. See? Otherwise, we will become Vedanti. Oh, it is just the imagination of mind. No. It is, the mind is evolving from the worldly theme into the divine theme to ultimately merge in the absolute. In this manner, when we are able to train ourselves that in the field of devotion, let us not get inquiry. Devotion is the things are accepted as they are. And devotion is always for something higher. We call Matru Bhakta, I am devoted to mother. Pitru Bhakta, devoted to father. Guru Bhakta, devoted to Guru. Desha Bhakta, devoted to the country. There is nobody called as Patni Bhakta. How do you know? I am. I heard somebody saying. See, whenever devotion is, it is always for something higher. See, we all have preeti or love as the material of what we are made. And when that preeti flows Godwards, it is called as devotion, bhakti. And when the preeti flows dogwards, it is called as asakti. Asakti is that which ja bhi sakti, tikti nahi. See, friends, therefore, the process of thinking is to be clearly divided. Whether we are looking at Ganesha as an idol of devotion, don't go into doing the dissection of every part of Ganesha. Whatever are the mantra, do it sincerely. I guarantee you, you will be benefited. It is not just an imagination. Our problem is what? No, we have seen many people, they are great devotees of the Lord, muh mein Ram, bagal mein churi. Don't go into that. You do it yourself. Don't go into what others have done. Our understanding is like, I went to that 5-star hotel, I read the whole menu, but still the hunger is there. By reading the menu, hunger doesn't go. You have to order and eat and give the tip. Don't forget that. That giving tip is the dakshina to Ganeshji. Therefore, first area is the area of devotion, and in the devotion area is small mouth. We don't have to justify to anybody to which God we are devoted. See? Whenever we sit in the car, that is my default setting. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय, गंगा मैया की जय, यमुना महारानी की जय, आज के आनंद की जय. एंड व्हेन आई कम टू ए में, मनु भाई महाराज की जय जय जय, बिकॉज ही ड्राइव्स मी. Because Manu Bhai is the driver who drives me. So one person asked me, Swamiji, you are Krishna Bhakta, but nowhere you are mentioning, see, Kanhaiya Lal ki jai. You said everybody, but why not Krishna? I said, that is between me and him, why you are worried? I said, do you agree that Mirabai was a superior devotee than me of Bhagavan Krishna? Of course, immediately he agreed. Then I told him, I said, do you know what is her bhajan? Payo ji maine Ram Ratan Dhan payo. She had no problem. Therefore, in the field of devotion, the mouth is small. We don't have to justify, talk to anybody. Do you know to whom you are devoted? Ganesh ji. Apan to Hanuman ji wale. There is no discussion. See? And when we don't understand this, then we start fighting. Once I went to some of the Gurukul here in Gujarat only. Small, sweet brahmacharis, with the yellow clothes and dish antenna, they were all around. So, they came and, Swamiji, we see you on TV and all that standard thing was over. Then he said, which sampradaya you belong? It was a big problem for me, which sampradaya you belong. I said, I belong to the happy sampradaya. What is this sampradaya? I said, this is the sampradaya which is everywhere, but nobody knows where it is. We don't have to categorize anything on account of logic. When you go to Krishna's temple, Krishna is the head. When you go to Shiva's temple, Shiva is the head. When you come home, your wife is the head. So simple it is. What I said, the wife is the head. I didn't say wife has the head. So, let our thinking be clearly demarcated in the field of devotion or inquiry. And therefore, to start inquiry properly, what is required? We should have devotion or love in our heart. Friends, where there is love in our heart, we never misunderstand. A simple example will make this point. I went to somebody's house in Bombay. In Bombay, people live in matchboxes, small. So, on the ground floor itself, the house was there. So I entered. That lady was doing something in the kitchen, and they had the first child, maybe about 7-8 months or like that. So I said, Mama, I'll just play with the child. You go and do whatever you like to do. Her husband was due to come any time. So I went and started talking to the child. Child doesn't know anything. So he started making all kinds of noise. I said, Mama, what is he doing? Swamiji, he tells, I love mom. Had ho gayi. After some time, her husband came. Now he kept his bag and then he also started playing with the child. And the child made some different sound, Then I asked him, I said, hey, what is he telling? Swamiji, he makes all nonsense sounds. Then I asked her, his mother, the child's mother. I said, hey, this time, what did he say? Swamiji, he said, I don't like daddy. Friends, when you have love, blabbering becomes meaningful. See, ugliness becomes beautiful. Dirt becomes pious. See? And this is the strength of devotion, which has to be invoked through Ganesha in our life. Don't get into inquiry. Why his head is so big and stomach? That is not the business. Therefore, when we are able to have devotion, then you will see everything will start falling in the right place. And then with the devotion we start thinking, we will be understanding every event of our life as required event and not objectional event. What we do? But why me? Our answer is, why not? See, the world is too much for me. I have not done anything bad to anybody. Why this is happening to me? This kind of inquiry is detrimental, friends. And if we are really devoted to Ganesha, then we will come to know that behind every event of our life, there is a secret code, and that alone will make us grow spiritually on the spiritual path. If you are a regular visitor to the YouTube, next time you go to Google, kindly visit and take the address given by Stephen Jobs, who is the head of the Apple computers. He has given this address to the Stanford University, and listen to that. Such a beautiful one. He has given 3 events of his life. How he was all alone and he was adopted by somebody, and those somebody, they wanted him to become a very educated person, but they had no money. In USA, money is a big problem. Education is not free like in India. So he has to be dropped because he could not continue. Then what is to be done? So he started learning this choreographic art and all that. Slowly, he has come 1, 2, 3 terrible difficulties, challenges. Apple computers, he himself started, but he was kicked out of it. Again, he was adopted when he established another company, Pixar, out of which, all these animated movies are made. It was again owned by Apple, and he was again absorbed in the Apple. And he tells in that, friends, never give up. Because behind every difficulty, there is a blessing. And behind every difficulty, the blessing is called as Sri Ganesha. Understand the divine principle. And when we understand the divine principle, we will start thinking positively. And what is the positive thinking? Positive thinking is that when we go beyond the clutches of our own thinking process. See, the other day in US, one girl I met, our Indian origin girl, she was going strong with some white boy, and about 8, 9 years. So for the first time when she met, she told me, I looked at the boy, Swamiji, how do you like him? I said, I am not a gay. Why should I talk about a boy? If I had to talk, I'll talk about a girl. I will not talk about him. You talk about him. No. I mean, do you like him? I said, no, I don't like him. I like myself the most. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Then slowly the time passed, and finally she broke. And afterwards, where this time I went, she met Swamiji, I want to spend some time with you. I said, I don't have time. You want to talk? Finish quickly. Then she said, I have got one problem. I am constantly thinking. I said, you are very modest. You are not thinking. You are frustrated. Like, rabies is of two kinds of rabies. One is silent rabies, one is aggressive rabies. When the dog is suffering from the silent rabies, he doesn't talk, he simply bites and spreads the virus. In case of the aggressive rabies, he keeps on barking. I said, you are going into depression called as the silent rabies. And why this happens? Because you are unable to get out of that channel of thinking. Now, how do we do that? What is to be done? I said, first principle. Do you have faith in what I talk? If you have faith in what I talk, then I'll talk to you. Are you ready to accept whatever I say? Then I'll talk to you. See? And whenever we go to the doctor, do we know the qualities and qualification of the doctor? No. We have only faith. One person was being operated, and he was on the operation table, and he told the doctor, Doctor Sahab, this is my first operation. I am extremely nervous. I am so much afraid. Don't worry, beta. Never mind. This is mine also first operation. So when we go to the doctor, we go only with a blind faith. What do we know? In the same manner, I said, I'll talk to you. But are you ready to listen to me? If you start right from the beginning, why, how, then I have no time to waste with you. In the same manner, please understand, the presence of Ganesha in our life is the ability to digest all that comes in our life and grow out of the same garbage into a beautiful plant. That is the meaning of Ganesha's avatar in our life. See? Therefore, these two are like the two wings for a bird. One is the wing of devotion, where Shraddha is the foundation. And second is the wing of inquiry, where inquiry with devotion is required. Bhagavad Gita says, Shraddhavan labate jnanam, tatparaha sayyatendriyaha. The Shraddhavan, the one who has faith, he alone can attain something. Therefore, if we really want to be benefited from Ganesha, the first thing is we must have utter faith. And for that purpose, these various stotras which are composed or which are available in our scripture, like this Ganapati Atharva Shirsha, don't go into asking question, what, why, etc. Start. And when you will start that, slowly, the mind will be molded in the divine form. And when the mind is molded in the divine form, how do we know? Only one thing. We go beyond cause and effect. Cause and effect is a big catch. The moment we go beyond cause and effect, the life is beautiful. See, the process of thinking stops. Nay, we transcend the process of thinking. And it is for this purpose, first we have devotion, therefore we have to keep our mouth small, shut. There is nothing to discuss. One more example I will give you. There was one girl in USA, she came and asked me, school girl, maybe about third or fourth standard, and she had a really big problem. The problem was, Swamiji, people here, they ask about our religion, why your gods have got so many hands, and why they have got so many, weapons in their hand, and why they have got very funny kind of characteristics. Somebody has got head of a lion, somebody has got head of the elephant. What is all this thing? So I feel very bad. What I should reply? Now see, I told her, I said, look here. You don't have to reply anything to anybody in this world. You straight away tell, this is my personal affair. I don't want you to interfere in my faith. Cut it short. We start becoming intelligent and we start defining. Defining God is defiling God. See. Therefore, whatever are our deity here in this today's topic is Ganesha, there is nothing that we have to discuss about him. He is, and that is the last period, that's all. And with that devotion, now start thinking. Now what will be the thinking? Whatever is happening in my life is the grace of the Lord. Slowly, slowly, whatever is happening becomes secondary and the grace of the Lord becomes primary. And when the grace of the Lord becomes primary, we transcend the catch of cause and effect. And when we go beyond cause and effect, we don't waste our time. I have done everything for everybody, but in my old age, nobody is coming to help me. Swamiji, why this happens? Don't think in that line. This has happened. Now work how to get out of it. Only brooding will not help. Normally what we do, we brood, we worry. Brooding and worrying is not the solution to any problem. And therefore, when our inquiry has the foundation of devotion, then alone we will be thinking positively. We will be thinking in a creative manner. And what is the creative thinking? Creative thinking is a large stomach. We grow in our life. Naturally, we go vertically first, thereafter horizontally. But spiritually we grow when we have devotion as the foundation. And what is the spiritual growth? Spiritual growth is not changing the clothes. We are tailor-made Babajis. On one tailor shop, I have seen one board. God created man, we create gentleman. See? Imagine a man without clothes. So, we are all tailor-made Babajis. I get a particular type of cloth, put on, and then different kind of makeup, various kinds of malas, all Babajis we put. Rudraksha mala, Tulsi mala, then Spatika mala, Rudraksha and Vajanti mala. Keep on putting various kinds of or else we keep on putting various kinds of signs. See friends, what is required is, spiritual growth is only one. Yasmanno dvijate lokaha, lokanno dvijate chayaha, harshamarshya bhayodvegaihi, muktaha yas sachame priyaha. He who is not a problem for the world. And he who doesn't take the world as a problem, he is my real devotee. See? In this manner, Yasmanno dvijate lokaha. We are not a problem for the world. And when we are a problem for the world, something is wrong with us, not with the world. See, friends. Therefore, when Ganesha comes in our life, we start growing spiritually, means our attention is on ourselves. Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter tells us, Yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. Whenever, whatever we do in life, it is not for improving the world. It is for our own necessity. Like the other day also I told you, I come here not for any one of you. I come here for myself. Because I want to talk. It is not that you want to listen. As he already told, out of 16, 2-3 times I was not here. So what? Who cares? It goes on. But we have the arrogance. I am the most important, necessary person in this world, and therefore there is a misery in life. See? Therefore, act we in the outer world, but our attention is on the peace of mind. And when this starts happening, then we are growing spiritually, and this spiritual growth is the awakening of Ganesha principle in our life. Ganesha is always worshipped right in the beginning. See? And when Ganesha is worshipped right in the beginning, what happens? You know, one of the stories I'll tell you of Ganesha. One day Lord Shiva and Parvati, they were sitting and these two kids were playing around. Ganesha and this Kartikeya. And then Bhagwan Shiva wanted to see, let us see who is the smart. Like, you know, the parents also see there are two kids. So, who is the smart one? Because both are theirs. They should understand both of them cannot be smart. And yet they try. So, whosoever will do the pradakshina of the Prithvi, he is the fastest, fast track passenger. So, our Kartikeya Swami, he sits on his, peacock, and goes very fast. And Ganesha is looking at the rat and then at himself. Again, rat and himself. And then he is very cool. He is not disturbed. He simply goes around his mother and father and comes back. See? An intelligent person doesn't sweat in life. And those who don't sweat in life, they don't stink in life. And living in that divine tuning is called as living always in inspiration. When we invoke Ganesha before undertaking anything in life, what is meant is live in an inspired and intelligent way. Don't live in a perspired and intellectual way. Last time I make this point. There are two people. One is intelligent, second is intellectual. Intellectuals are intelligently miserable. And intelligent people are never miserable. See? So when we take up anything in life, we invoke Ganesha. Means what? We lead our life with inspiration. Inspiration is the insignia of the spirit that we are. And therefore, whenever we have to do anything in life, let us start everything with an inspired mood. See? You know, in USA they have got a chain of hotels, TGIF, you know that? Thank God it's Friday. TGIF. Because there they work only for waiting for the Friday to come. So Monday they start so that the Friday comes. And when the Friday comes, they are very happy. So TGIF, thank God it's Friday. So they can go for a weekend, become weekend, and come on Monday. And when they come on Monday, again we have to start working. So taking their plight into account, I have opened a new chain of hotels in USA, and the name of that chain is OGIM. Oh God, it's Monday. See, this is not life. We have to remain inspired only 24/7. That's all. And whenever we function under inspiration, we are never tired. See? You know, everywhere this terrorism is happening. And if you, let us not go into anything else, we have to learn. A sincere devotee of Ganesha is the best learner. And he who is a learner, he never becomes old. You know, the signs of old age is, they refuse to learn. अब सीख के क्या करेंगे, मरना है. मरना भी सीखो ना. How to die. We even don't know how to die even, you know. We die every moment. चाय में चीनी कम हो गई, मर गए. ज़्यादा हो गई, सुपर मर गए. So let us learn from every experience of our life. So when we look at them, you will see all of them who are committing their suicide for whatever they want to achieve, are they not inspired? See? And therefore, they have no complaints. They achieve their goal, whatever way they do it. That commitment, that inspiration cannot match with all the machinery which is paid for. They are not paid for anything. They are living for a cause. Friends, if we really lack in our life something, is this inspired existence. And all the great masters who have lived their life. You know that movie I have seen in South Africa, the Mystic India, on the life of Swami. Have you seen that movie? If you have not seen, you do see. It comes in a very big way on that MX theatre. You will see the life of that child, that Neelakantha. It is not a life of a person frustrated, school dropout, and now I don't feel like going to the school. When you are fired by something higher, the lower stop disturbing you. See, what we lack today is only this, that there is nothing which can inspire us. Before our independence, there was somebody like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel who could inspire, motivate the whole country into one. See, today all our youth is wanting to have some ideal. There is no ideal presented. And which is the ideal? The one who is functioning all the time under inspired mode. Therefore, when we begin our day in an inspired mode, we will never have any boredom in life. Many times we have this problem. अरे हसमुख भाई बड़े बोर हो गए थे, चलो घूमने जाते. Why you are bored? You are alone at home. That's why I got bored. If you are bored of yourself, how solid bore you must be. Why we should be bored of ourselves? Then what we do? Being Indian, we want to spread the boredom. So let us share. So I go and disturb him also. No, friends. Begin your day early in the morning with an inspired mood. Every day will be a celebration. It will not be a calibration. ये किया वो किया ऐसा Live every day fully, 100%. And then the Ganesha has fully involved in our life. Therefore, this Ganesha principle, we physically invoke in the idols outside. Somebody approached Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi and he said that, sir, this God has this form, is it true? He said, forget about God. Do you have a form? Of course I got a form. I got a figure. So if you, a fool, can have a figure, why not the God, the wise, have the figure? See? As long as we consider ourselves to be body, till then we require a God with a body. As long as we are functioning under the influence of the pranamaya kosha hangara, we have to give navedya to the God every day. See, I go to Pennsylvania and there is one Gujarati family, very sweet. Now hubby and wife, son has married and moved somewhere for his work and whatever. So they were telling me this time, Swamiji, we are so happy. I said, why? Because I came? No, that's not the reason. By mistake, they said the same, right thing. Many times, even that dead clock gives you correct time twice in a day, isn't it? So, then they realized their mistake. No, you came, that is true, but our real reason of happiness, yours is a fake reason. The real reason of happiness is, our son has gone to stay separately and his wife also. But we are so happy every day unless they prepare something and offer to Bhagwan Krishna as Naivedya, they don't take even a cup of tea in the morning. See? This is what is called as devotion. This is what is called as intelligent thinking. When I have to take care of my gross body, the God also has a gross body. When I have to take care of my food requirements, He also has to be taken into that light. When I require emotional support in the same manner, we have to have devotion for the Lord. As I think intelligently, the Lord also has got intelligence better than us. In this manner, Atmaupamena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna. When we are able to see the divine presence in and through every experience of our life, we will remain ever inspired. And an inspired person with a sincere devotion is the one in whose life Lord Ganesha has come in full swing. And for such an intelligent person, there is no thing to complain. And when we don't operate under the complaint mode, our life is very creative. When we don't operate under the complaint mode, we are happy. And happiness is a creative force and not a destructive force. See, friends. Now come to the earlier example I gave you. The commitment that we talk about for destroying others, that commitment is not born out of happiness. It is born out of hatred. See. Therefore, commitment we can have. But is our commitment a manifestation of joy, happiness, creativity, or our commitment is born out of the disgust, anger, frustration, jealousy, and hatred? Therefore, let us not mistake the inspiration as a destructive force, but inspiration coupled with devotion to the Lord is a creative force, and such a happy one alone can really be an asset to himself and to the society. A happy person can never be destructive. I cannot go and tell my wife, honey darling, I am so happy today, let me pluck your head. No. Happiness is never destructive. It's always creative. In this manner, when we start living Ganesha in our heart as devotion and practicing knowledge in a creative force, in an inspired mood, in an intelligent way, we have no complaints, and such a person is the real counter through which Ganesha is expressing. See, if you see my website, that you will come to know, we are mentioned somewhere. Don't struggle to have the vision of the Lord. Suppose you want a vision of Bhagwan Krishna. Okay, he will come and stand there. Photo le Baba. What next? How long? Then what is the meaning of real, God realization? A very simple way I'll tell you. Instead of struggling to have the vision of God, let the God express through us. Here, let Ganesha express through us. Now, what is the expression of God? 3 expressions. 1, every action is an expression of happiness. 2, every word that is uttered is an expression of happiness, not bitterness. जरा सत्यानाश हो जाए. And every thought is an expression of happiness. When you think happiness, when you speak happiness, when you act happiness, understand Lord Ganesha is expressing through us. And when the Lord Ganesha starts expressing through us, we don't have to match ourselves with his belly. Body belly. I think I am not becoming Ganesha. Now I should start taking more and more food. No. That is not the purpose. The purpose is, let us live in devotion intelligently and grow spiritually. Therefore, Vedanta Shastra very clearly tells, Karmani Chitta Shuddhartham, Aikagrayartham Upasaram, Mokshartham Brahma Vijnanam Iti Vedanta Dindimaha. All our activities are meant for purification of the mind. Devotion to the Lord is for making the mind single-pointed, and Vedanta is a technique by which we allow the dormant divinity to manifest through us. And when the dormant divinity start manifesting through us, understand we are celebrating Ganesha festival, not only for 10 days, Pudcha Varshi Laukarya, but never go, remain all the time. See friends, this is how Ganesha principle, first at the level of the mantra, second at the level of the devotion, third at the level of the positive thinking, fourth at the level of expression of joy, and fifth, there are zero complaints. With this, when we start living, we have really understood what Ganesha is. Or else, now I'll give you the negative thinking aspect. Negative thinking is, I think, this Mahabharata is a cock and bull story. See? Negative thinking. I don't imagine, I don't believe that Bhagavan Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita in between the two armies, and other two fellows, what they were doing, where they taking the Surti Mungfalli, and Bhagavan is giving a discourse there. I don't believe. How it is possible? Negative thinking. Negative thinking is, when Rama killed Vali by hiding behind the tree, was it good? Negative thinking. One person asked me this question. I said, Rama had no problem, Vali had no problem, why you have problem? This is called a negative thinking. How this huge Ganesha can sit on the rat? I said, when with your click of mouse, you can go from here to US in 1 second. Why not Ganesha sit on that rat? What is the problem? See? And the first computer that was invented was the Ganesha computers, And in that Ganesha computer, the original, scientist was Lord Shiva and his co-lateral Parvati. And therefore the mouse has come. Without mouse, no computer is complete. So today's the so-called computer advancement, they are only because of Ganesha. Therefore, Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Instead of going in a negative thinking, going constantly negative. I don't believe in our religion it is like that. In their religion it is like that. Why there are so many gods? I am telling you all negative thinking and their answers. Why there are so many gods in Hinduism? When a person is daridri is a word which cannot have a parallel word in English. Poor, poverty doesn't give the impact of daridri. When somebody is daridri, he has got with great difficulty one pant, one shirt, that's all. But one who is extremely rich, he will have wardrobes, is it not? Full of clothes. In the same manner, those who are daridri, they have got only one God with great difficulty. Here we are so rich. See? There are so many gods. What is the dearth of gods? See? They say India's population is exploding. Don't worry, we have got 84 crore gods. There is no difficulty. 33 crores, 33 koti. So everybody will have one God. So we don't have to worry. See, if so many people are born, then what will happen to my God? Don't worry, we have got different editions. Everybody will have one. Never think in a negative manner. Negative thinking is the bankruptcy of wisdom. If we are thinking positively, you will see out of every experience you can discover the divine presence. Tulsidaji says, Kami hi nari piyari jimi, lobi hi priya jimidam. Like for a lusty person, a woman, and a greedy person, money is seen everywhere. In the same manner, for an intelligent person, in every experience, the divine presence is recognized. That ability to recognize the divine presence in and through every event of our life is the advent of Ganesha in our life. See, in this manner, let us not yield to this negative thinking. Let us take everything positive. And with that positive thinking, when we start living, we are celebrating the Ganesha festival in our wonderful AMA. AMA means, Amma. This institution is like a mother. I have seen here, all people are finding a shelter in this great institution. Whether they are management people or they are mismanagement people. Isn't it? You know, the first rule of management is a myth. Mismanagement is the truth. So every kind of person is taken care of here, and in this manner, let us celebrate Ganesha festival every year. And if it is acceptable to these people, now make it as a tradition. Every year Ganesha festival comes, keep one beautiful Ganesha there, do some arti, puja, prasad. It will be a great addition. And the real spirit of Ganesha festival established in our, not your, in our AMA. Thank you very much.
Scintillating as ever. Swamiji would love to take a few questions for maybe the next 10-12 minutes, and then we'll wind up the day. Swamiji, the Aarti has to ring in the hearts, and I'm sure before everybody departs, it will. You can start the questions. There are question slips. If they cannot travel all the way here, I think you can rise and also ask a question orally. I think if somebody is waiting, who should start, let the first question be rolled over from my side, Swamiji. What inspired us to keep this AMA week? And the first sutra which has come to you in your Sri Ganesha, speak less, which you so lovingly said that we have to do it with positive thinking and devotion. Swamiji, the second part is listen more. And third is probably what is even more important, keep what you hear to yourself. Would you like to little more dwell on the second and third? I think as far as the first is concerned, you've given us a very powerful Panch Mantra, the 5 sutras that you gave us. Please.
There were 2 persons. One was a Bengali and one was a South Indian. South Indian is Idli Sambar brand and Bengali is Rasgulla Sandesh brand. And both of them took food and something has happened and both of them vomited. So when they vomited, will we go and discuss, hey, Bengali vomit is that of Rasgulla, and the South Indian vomit is Idli Sambar. Will we say like that? Vomit is a vomit. In the same manner, whether you study the worldly topics or you study the scriptures, whatever wisdom you have, when wisdom is spoken, it loses its impact. It becomes philosophy. Like if I tell and Mukesh Bhai tells the same thing, what he will tell will be a philosophy. What I will tell will be the wisdom. What is that example? Mukesh Bhai tells a young boy who visits him, Mukesh Bhai, please guide me. I am thinking of getting married. So Mukesh Bhai will said, look here, don't get married. I tell you from my own experience. Now, when he will tell that don't get married because of his own experience, he is telling, this is called as philosophy. Why? Delayed wisdom. And when I will tell him that you have come to me before marriage, this is the right thing you have done. Because advice can be given only before marriage. Posthumous, it is only the prayer. Similarly here, what they have said, that keep it to yourself, means we start living the wisdom ourselves, not spreading the wisdom. Whenever we spread wisdom, it becomes philosophy, and philosophy doesn't have wisdom. Friends, there are three things. One is religion, second is philosophy, and third is the spirituality. In religion, there is no love. In philosophy, there is no wisdom. And where love and wisdom stay together is called as spirituality. So let us take this in the light of the spiritual approach and not any other philosophical approach. When he said, keep it to yourself, therefore I did not talk. Conclude.
Do we have any questions? The
Nothing.
audience is completely spellbound with your lecture, sir.
I'm sorry.
As usual. Yes. Yes.
Is asking for a material wealth from a God is a bad thing?
Please sit down. Asking is a bad thing. Not only material wealth. For example, you ask me a question. Whenever you ask a question, you get a reply. Answer you have to find out. Simply go to the God. Hey Ganesha, Riddhi Siddhi Data, Paisa de, Paisa de. Mehnat karo. That is the whole problem. Friends, please remember, as a result of our prarabdha, fate, karma phala, we get only two things. Papasya phalam dukkham, punyasya phalam sukham. Whenever we have done something good in our last time, good we get sukham in this life. And when we have done something bad, we get dukkham, miseries in our life. And you will see in this world, rich people are happy and rich people are miserable also. Poor people are happy and poor people are also miserable. Therefore, what comes to us as a result of the karma phala is only the joy and the sorrows. But the prosperity is not the result of karma phala. It is the result of your efforts. Work hard. Don't only pray to the Lord. No, Lord, the ball is in your court. Now you suffer. I take pakoda. Work hard. So your prayer, when it is supported by your efforts, then the Lord will support you. But if you simply say, when the Lord is there, our devotion is like that only. We go to the Lord and sign an MOU. Oh Lord, yes sir. You have got infinite power and no desires. I have got infinite desires and no power. So what do? Let us sign an MOU. So my infinite desires and your infinite power can work together and I am benefited and your powers are utilized.
Would you go in detail regarding the law of karma
situation can be softened.
When you get a driving license, the traffic on the road is not controlled. Your ability to negotiate through the Ahmedabad traffic increases. In the same manner, the softening of the law of karma is when you grow intelligently and interact intelligently in the world. Don't interact intellectually. When you interact intellectually, you will be coming under the load of the law of karma. And when you act intelligently, the law of karma may be there, it will operate, but it will not disturb you so much as now it disturbs. Amen.
You have defined action and reaction, and advise that action should be done, reaction should be avoided. Now, in this present situation, we find it terrorism, we find reaction everywhere. But what should be the action for a citizen like us, for a common man, for a citizen, what should be the action?
Support those who are acting in this world and not reacting. Action is in the interest of the situation. Reaction is the retaliation. By retaliation, the things become worse. It is something like this. In a basket, please sit down. In a basket, if there are 100 mangoes, good mangoes, and if there is one bad mango, 100 good mangoes will never be able to make one bad mango into a good mango. But that one bad mango will spoil all other 100 mangoes, is it not? In the same manner, the moment a bad person, a terrorist, is nabbed, there should be no other criteria or concern but to switch it off completely there and then. That is the only way. See, delayed justice is justice denied. There is no question. It is said, khagahi jane khag ki bhasha. When you have to deal with the people, we must know with whom we are dealing. There is a saying that the gods of the cobblers understand the puja of the shoes only. This is the saying. In the same manner, we cannot have mercy or human right violation with these kinds of people. They should be finished in name and spirit once for all. There is nothing like that. It is not, ahimsa, ahimsa, ahimsa. That is not ahimsa, that is cowardice. Otherwise, Bhagavan Krishna would have said, Arjuna, you are such a nice ahimsa fellow, let us go. I also want to go to Haridwar Rishikesh and then we will go to Swargashram. See? On the contrary, when the arrows were coming, they were first hitting Bhagavan Krishna and then going to Arjuna. He was not getting anything. See? Therefore, injustice should be met with a strong hand. And what we can do as common citizen is to give the strength to the right people in the political field so that we have got both the authority and the will. Today what is happening in our country? We have invested authority in the hands of those who lack will. So what you have done in your state, if the same thing is repeated throughout the country, our country will be galloping more than China in no time. Today what is happening is something like those crabs example I gave you. In one school I went to see the exhibition of the live specimens. In one place there were different crabs. The Korean crabs, the Chinese crabs, the Mongolian crabs, different. And in one jar there were Indian crabs. Every jar was covered, but the jar of the Indian crabs was not covered. So I told that girl, I said, hey, you have forgotten to put it, they will go out. So the teacher was there. Swamiji, no, they are Indian crabs. When one goes, the other pulls down. Don't worry. This is how our politicians are. God bless them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swamiji.